we're going to go ahead and start. Okay, great. Well, anyway, welcome everyone to our first GetHelpOC network partner meeting of the calendar year. So we're very excited to have you all here. If anyone is joining as you guys come in, please go ahead and drop your name and your agency in the chat, just so we have record of who is coming. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So first, again, thank you all for making time for your day to come here. We are excited for all the information that we have to share and for our network partner, our new network partner that is going to be presenting today. So here is the agenda for today. Our partner spotlight is going to be Well, and then we have some additional information that we're going to be sharing from our back office about GetHelpOC. We're going to review a little bit of the data. We are going to discuss 2-in-1 Day, Pulse of Orange County, which is coming up on National 2-in-1 Day, which is on 2/11, which is called 2-in-1 Day. And then we'll be doing our the new partners that came in, and we'll also recognize the top successful connections of the last calendar year. So again, welcome to those of you who just come in. If you haven't put your name in the chat, please do so. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it over to our presenting agency today, which is Be Well.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jill Murray. I'm the manager of our system navigation program here at Be Well. Thanks for having us. I will just go through some short slides to do a quick overview of what we offer and the services that we provide. I do have some other members of our team here with us today. I have Laura, who really has been integral in the development of this program. And then I also have our 4 care navigators. We have Leslie, Brenda, Audrey, and Joanna. And so they are on today, especially if there happen to be any questions, they can answer some questions for you too. So we can go ahead and go on to the next slide. Thank you so much. So for those who may not be familiar with Be Well, our mission really has been to enhance the behavioral healthcare system for Orange County residents through public-private partnerships, and we're really just trying to provide better quality services for residents in Orange County. And through that, we really have some values that underpin what we're trying to do. And those values are innovation, dignity, equity, collaboration, and kindness. Those are really the values that guide the work we do, and is really the reason why we created our system navigation program. And we can go to the next one. So what do those mean to us? Innovation is doing things differently and really having a sense of ownership over what we're doing. And system navigation is really born from that, right? Trying to create something that's going to better meet the needs of residents in Orange County, possibly a service that's lacking or can be improved upon. And ultimately treating everyone with dignity. Everyone's worthy of honor and respect, no matter what they're struggling with, where they're coming from, what kind of resources, supports they have. We want to be there to support them in their time of need, that we're treating people, fairly, making sure that there's adequate resources offered to individuals in need. Collaboration, that's part of the reason we're here, right? Of course, we can only function with our resources and our network and our collaborators that are going to help us to meet the needs of those in Orange County. And ultimately, kindness. Can't say more about kindness. You always got to have that in this field. And we can go on to the next one. So Be Well Orange County System Navigation. This really is a reflection of our deep commitment to destigmatizing mental health and substance use challenges that people face. I think there has been progress in this, but it's still very much here in our world that we live in. And this has compelled us to relaunch our system navigation program. We had something similar in prior years, and we really are trying to expand our reach to serve all Orange County residents. You may be familiar that we've had mobile response teams in Orange County, but we really want to be able to provide some type of system navigation service for all residents. That's not just city specific. And also, we noticed that there was, on average, a lack of support for individuals who were commercially and privately insured, and we didn't want them to fall through the cracks. And so we are here to help all, but we really are trying to focus on those individuals that are private or commercially insured. And our main focus is for behavioral health care, primarily mental health and substance use, but we do help with some other things as well. We can go next one. So a bit about our history. In the summer of 24, we did have a call center and we received over 3,000 calls from people requesting program admission or looking for other types of resources. So we knew this was I remember this time, it was only 2 or 3 months and we were really blown away by the amount of calls we were getting. So we knew there was a need out there. And then we had our care navigation program, which was established in March of 2022. And we assisted almost 5,000 unique individuals, and over 3,800 of those individuals were provided relevant resources or referrals via phone or maybe post-discharge from one of our campus programs. So there was a lot of people because, as we know, getting the treatment itself, let's say a residential or a detox, that's just the very first part of their journey. It's getting them the support they need for after so they can sustain, have relapse prevention, and just heal and grow. Family navigation, that's also a program that we had at our Orange campus, which supported over 300 families in 2023 and 2024. And then our mobile case management, which was through our mobile contracted cities for our mobile response. In 2024 alone, 12% of approximately 16,000 encounters were for case management, which is primarily those follow-ups with clients after that initial crisis. So as you can see here, there's certainly a need for case management and providing resources and referrals to individuals in their time of need, especially post-crisis. We can go on to the next one. So what is the GetHelpOC difference? For us, we really are looking at providing high-touch support to reduce barriers and to connect to care. We are focusing on commercial and private insurance because we feel that that has been lacking for many individuals. And again, we're really trying to provide that empathetic, kind support to individuals in their time of need. We're not just saying, hey, here's a list of resources and go along on your way, right? We're here to really talk them through the process, listen to their primary needs, support them, emotional support, and providing the right resource that's really matched with their needs so they feel genuinely supported and less alone in their time of their struggle. Family navigation, I think that's a big difference too. We have experts and we're also going to have some volunteers who have just a wealth of experience, whether it's personal or through providing care to individuals that are struggling. So they're going to really target those caregivers, those family members that are supporting their loved ones that are struggling and helping them with education, navigating support, and of course, resources for the caregivers themselves, because it is a lot to try to care for someone that's struggling with mental health and substance use. We also provide personalized follow-up. We are trained in motivational interviewing techniques. And again, with that high-touch support, we want to make sure that we are staying connected to individuals because we know when you provide a list of resources or you go over resources, that's just the first step. The follow-through can be the hardest. And when they go to follow up with resources, that's usually when they're faced with barriers. So you want to help them to overcome that. So we do check in with clients. Were you able to make that appointment? How did that intake go? Was that a good resource for you? Oh, it didn't work out. Let's find a better resource for you so they don't feel alone if things don't work out. So we do follow-ups as well. So I know this is a lot on this slide, but I'll go through it pretty quickly. So just a quick overview of some of the services we provide. So we provide behavioral health navigation for individuals, but we also are providing that navigation for families and caregivers. We do a needs assessment for all calls. There's a variety of needs that we're looking at. We need to know, their insurance, what are their supports, what are their primary needs, secondary needs, what might be some barriers that are getting in the way of getting them the support and care that they need, looking at their past experiences. Do they have preferences for, virtual, in person? And of course, with the nature of what people are struggling with, we have to have an awareness of urgency and certain safety issues that might be going on. So we want to make sure that we're always trying to help the client to be safe whenever they're going through. We do have a vetted resource network. And so we try to match individuals and families with the right resource. And we also provide linkages to those resources for completing referrals. And we call it a warm handoff, meaning that we can do the direct transfer of the call, or we could help them through that process of completing a referral so they could get connected to that service that they need. We do the case management follow-up. On a call, we might have an individual that is struggling in a crisis or they're emotionally elevated because they're going through a lot. So we can provide emotional support, some de-escalation. A big aspect of what we focus on is empowerment, self-advocacy. Yes, we have resources and we may know what's probably the best course of action, but our job is just to support that person to make the best decision for themselves. Gives them the options, the education, and guide them through that process. But ultimately, they're in charge, and we want to empower them to do what they need to do for themselves. We still have some mobile contracted cities. We have Garden Grove and UC Irvine, and we are hoping to expand our mobile service beyond those contracted cities through system navigation. More to come on that. That's coming pretty soon, and we will have more details for you once that's been established. In addition to what's on this slide, we also want to provide system navigation support to social workers, case managers, discharge planners for various programs to help them with even their discharge process when they're trying to get clients into other aftercare programs or get them connected to resources. So we can work with not just the clients, we could also work with their other people that are a part of their treatment plan. And right now our hours are 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Oh, sorry, we can go on to the next slide. So I mentioned we have a vetted network of approximately or over 200 network resources for individuals and caregivers that is expanding and growing. And it's a variety of types of services, of course, mental health, substance use, but with that, there could be legal, education, financial, dual diagnosis, crisis hotlines, co-occurring disorders. So we really are trying to make sure that we have a wide variety of resources that are available. We support individuals that are private or commercial insurance, and the clients need to be 14 years and above. If we're working with the family and they have someone who's younger than that, that's okay because we're primarily working with the caregiver, but that is the eligibility. We can go on to the next one. So meet the team. I mentioned some of the people on here, but now you can put some names and faces together. So Christy, who I'm not sure is on the call right now, she is our family navigation specialist. I'm the manager of the program. And then we have our 4 care navigators, Audrey, Leslie, Brenda, and Joanna. And just a quick snapshot to round things out for us. Impact so far. So we had our soft launch in October of last year. We've supported nearly 300 people, including more than 50 caregivers. Some of the top primary ways that we've supported people is providing 200 resources and nearly 80 direct referral connections with a warm handoff. The top needs are, of course, behavioral health needs, but in addition to that, it's housing, medical, and legal. And then I mentioned we do the case management and follow-up. We've done over 275 follow-up calls and counting. So every day that goes up. So we really are trying to stay connected to clients after that initial contact. And we go next one. And just a few examples of some meaningful calls that we've had. We had a developmentally delayed adult who lost his mother and didn't have a lot of other support. And we were able to guide this individual through all kinds of behavioral health care systems, and whether it's getting an ID, insurance, so what is this individual going to do for housing to be independent, to foster independence, because that was important to this individual to maintain that. We have supported a parent with a minor who is experiencing suicidal ideation, getting them both connected to care and support. And or even just having a college student that reaches out because they're experiencing increased anxiety or sadness during the holidays. So you can see there's just a variety of types of calls that we have received, and in having that success story of getting them connected to resources has been really meaningful for us. And I believe that's it. Try to be mindful of the time, and if there is time, open to questions that anyone may have.
Yes, we have time. So if anyone has
Okay.
any questions, please feel free to come off mute and ask. I do actually want to say, like, we had the opportunity to tour your Be Well facility out in Irvine, and it was, besides just incredibly done, it is so peaceful. And it is, and you just feel like the minute you walk on that campus, like there's just like a sense of like you can exhale and know that you're going to be okay and that those around you are there, like whether it's going to be okay or not, like you actually just feel like it is. And that is something that I don't think there's not a price on that of what you're being able to give back to the community. So I wanted to say thank you for that. It's absolutely incredible. And the attention to detail that you guys put in there to make sure that everybody who walks through those doors feel that it's just incredible. Like a job well done.
Thank you. Yes, the campus is gorgeous. It's a beautiful campus. Really excited to have that open. I did see a question
There is a
from
question in there,
Lily.
yeah, from Lily.
Yeah. So the CAT team, they're providing crisis services in the field, and we are not equipped or meant to be providing crisis stabilization or management. Our scope is more limited. It is resource navigation. And if there is more of a heightened crisis, we do have to refer out whether it's the CAT team, 988, 911, right, depending on the circumstance. So they're a little bit more grounded or stable by the time they're talking to us. Of course, if that changes, then we'll get connected to a collaborator or a resource to get them the help that they need. Hope that answers your question. So
And
right now for Be Well, we have two mobile contracted cities. So we have Garden Grove and UC Irvine. For those that are familiar with Be Well, that has obviously changed over the years. We used to have more contracted cities, which is exactly why we are hoping to have system navigation have a mobile component. And we are actively working on establishing that because that's going to look a little bit different than our traditional mobile contracted cities. So we don't have anything in Anaheim as of right now. I know Anaheim does have mobile units through other organizations. We currently do not have a program there anymore. But once we have system navigation mobile, we will be able to be deployed, to any city in Orange County. And that might look a little different, and we will provide details about that once that's all figured out.
can
Any
you
other
speak to
questions?
like the facility as a whole, like how it's going to serve all of Orange County? Because I know when we were there, they kind of like walked us through, but could you walk everybody else through like what that would look like for somebody within the county that would go there?
Do you mean for the Irvine campus?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Irvine campus is similar to the campus we have in Orange, but as you mentioned, it's a really beautiful campus. So it's going to have similar services, the crisis stabilization unit, residential treatment. We are expanding, and there's be substance use services as well. And we are expanding into doing like perinatal care. So like a pregnant woman or a woman with up to two kids, I believe, will be able to have their child on site, adolescent treatment. So we're going to be providing all of those services with, I believe there's a couple extra beds. And then there's other space at the campus where we're going to be expanding with different types of providers, but that hasn't been established yet. Some of the things are still being worked out with the specific providers that will be offering their services on the campus. So I'm not able to speak to that yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions for Be Well while we've got them?
I have a quick question. So hi, Jacqueline with Accent Care. How do you refer to, let's say, everyone that's on this meeting here? So like I provide caregiving services at no cost to individuals that have Medi-Cal. So how would you refer out to us if you did see someone that needed those services?
So if you're on our vetted resource network and a client calls us and they need that type of service, we would just tell them about the service. We could do depending on what we're going to be doing too is really understanding the eligibility and what is the specific referral process for any newer providers we may not have in our networks to better understand, is this something that the client can really do on their own? Do you need uh, a referral that's signed by a clinician, for example, right? Just understanding those kinds of things. So we would help the client to do it, whether we're on the phone with them or just providing the resource. Or we're going to be doing quite a bit of outreach with our care navigators in the coming months. And so trying to have meetings, go on site to connect with different types of providers so that we can build that relationship. Because even just all the names that were on this chat, I was like, wow, I want to make sure we have all of these people on our resource network. So we know we need to continue to expand our network since we've been in our infancy, really. So we're growing. But we would really
Yeah.
just provide that direct referral by giving them the resource, or if appropriate, if you guys can take, let's say, take a call, or if it's via the website, whatever it may be, we would help the client with that directly. Or if we have a direct contact with an organization, then we would want to foster that relationship.
Okay. And if I wanted to come and drop off, like, let's say brochures or rat cards to your campuses, would that be something that we can do just so that you guys have something to hand out? I mean, in my experience, a lot of people are not really computer savvy or
Right.
comfortable giving out their information. So if we can give them something that's tangible, they're more likely to you know, call that person or, whatever, depending on the needs.
Right. Yeah, I would say it could be great to, if I could get your email, we can kind of coordinate that.
Okay.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you're
Perfect.
comfortable
Thank
putting it in the
you.
chat or if there's another way to get
Yeah,
that.
I'll put
Okay.
it. That's fine. I'll put it in the
Okay.
chat.
And I also want to point like this is like the importance of Get Help OC because we do have like that client record where we can share working back and forth with each other. We can send referrals from one agency to the other agency through our partner network. And that's why this exists, is that information like this can happen. We can ensure that somebody is getting the care that they need, holistically speaking, because not one agency can do it all. And that's what we're here for. So this is a great example of that.
Thank you. I will save your email.
I have a question. With everything going on in the world, do you offer any like online resources or classes that we are able to share to families or our community? I'm in case management and I'm always looking at different resources and what a great connection I have. But some people right now prefer like online or digital um,
So
information.
for the B1 system navigation itself, we are not the services. We are linkage to a service. So we do not offer, let's say, classes or groups or therapeutic services. We're getting them linked to that. So we wouldn't specifically have our own, unfortunately. That would be great. But that's just not in our scope of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we do have quite a few resources within 211 and also within Get Help OC. Like if you'll just see like Erica from Poppy Life just put in the chat that they do talk therapy, yoga therapy, medical nutrition, and more. So you can also go into our 211 resources and put in like mental health care. You could be able to search if you want it to be by virtual because you are right. There's a big need for it. And there is a need right now for people who are looking for stuff that they're going to feel comfortable and safe space with. And either whether it's going to be in person or if it's going to be virtual, there are resources out there for them. Okay, so if we don't have any other further questions for Be Well, we're going to go ahead and move into our Get Help OC update portion. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and drop it in the chat and we can make sure we can come back to it later on if we have any. Thank you so much, Jill and Be Well, for all the amazing work that you guys are doing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All
Hi,
right,
good morning.
Diana.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Diana. Most of you may know me, but I work with the GetHelpOC help desk. So I'm the one that's mostly responding back to any questions or tickets you may have. And today I'll be highlighting a few different GetHelpOC topics. And if at any moment you have any questions, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat box and I'll answer them as we go along with the PowerPoint slides. Okay, so starting off with the GetHelpOC training courses, there are different courses that you must take as a user depending on your role, and I'll highlight which courses you must take based off of your role. So for example, case managers, you must complete the Community Partner Network training, and for referral managers, you must complete the Community Partner Network training and the Referral Manager training. All this information, you can also find it on the knowledge base articles that are provided within the slide. You can also find it within our knowledge base library, and it's also added onto the chat. So these are helpful articles that you can use. You can also share with all new users that you wish to add on to GetHelpOC. It gives you further information on how to sign up for the training courses and which courses to access. And then for referral managers, once the users have completed the training, you must submit an account update form. And you can also find that on the GetHelpOC training, on the GetHelpOC site as well. So this is for all new users, and if you have any users to deactivate, you can also submit an account update form. And we also provided the link to the online course, so if you wish to just access it to the main site, you can also do so. If you can also, can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So the next slide is going to discuss any waitlisted and paused referrals. So as of December 2025, the data reports will now include all waitlisted referrals. So this is recent, and we just recently added that option onto the reports. We do recommend that you review these referrals that have been in your agency referral queue for over 3 months. If your agency has any outstanding referrals, we ask that referral managers submit a ticket to request a temporary pause on the referrals. By submitting this request, it will allow your agency partners to stay up to date with your agency queue. So we ask that referral managers do submit these tickets so that way we can assist you if at any moment you are feeling overwhelmed or you've received like an increase in referrals, we can always pause it as well. Okay, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, so reporting and data cleanup. Every 1st and 15th of each month, the GetHelpOC Help Desk does send out the latest data report that does include pending, active, and as mentioned, waitlisted referrals for your agency. We do recommend that each referral has an initial interaction with the client within the first 2 business days and that you record an outcome within 14 days. Referral managers can review the knowledge base article, which is a direct referral report. This offers further guidance on how to review the report. Okay, and then if you can go to the next slide, please. So reporting and data cleanup. To ensure that our GetHelpOC partners are up to date with the latest GetHelpOC updates, please ensure that your GetHelpOC email, that our GetHelpOC email is added to your agency's mailing list. To add our email to your mailing list, please work with your agency's IT team. On the right side of the slide, you may view an example of the latest GetHelpOC data report email that our help desk has sent out. For our referral managers, please keep an eye out for any tickets that our help desk will be sending out regarding any pending referrals that your agency may have. We will provide further guidance regarding the data cleanup process. And we also want to thank all of our GetHelpOC partners for the data cleanup progress that you guys have been completing and for working proactively to close out any pending and active referrals. We do appreciate your time and the continuous help that you do provide for our community members. And I'll be sharing also a quick demo of how the data report looks like and how it looks like on Dropbox. So do you mind giving me access to share
Yeah,
the
Amy, can
site,
you give
please?
access to Diana?
Okay, done.
Okay, thank you so much, Amy. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, so this is an example of what it looks like on the Dropbox site, and each agency will have their own folder. And like I mentioned, we do submit a report to this folder depending if you have any pending referrals within that 14 day period. So let's say if you've had a few pending referrals from January 1st through January 14th, we'll add those pending referrals onto the report and then we'll add it to your agency folder. And you can see the latest date that it was added. So this is the most recent one. So for right now, I'm going to do a demo for 211 Orange County. And you have the option to download the report on the right side. And it will provide you a pick list here and where you can click download and then you can cross-reference it on the GetHelpOC site with the referral number. So for the purposes of right now, I'm going to show you what it looks like on Dropbox. So this is an example of a report that we will be sending out. Please make sure it's your correct agency, and then on the next column, it will provide you the referral number. This is how you can identify the client that's still pending and hasn't been closed out. So to make sure you can cross-reference this on the GetHelpOC site, you can copy and paste this referral number onto your agency queue, and it will populate the referral. And then on the next column, it'll show the service that it's attached to. And then the next column will show if that service is currently active or the service has been disabled based off of your request. And then the next column will show whether it's been pending or accepted. Although it says accepted, an outcome is still needed to be recorded. And I'll show you where you can double check if it's been recorded. On the next column, it will show which user it's assigned to, and then when it was created and when it was accepted. And then this is a column where you can see the status. So as you can see here, we have a few that are pending, a few that are active, and there is an option as well for waitlisted as well. So like I mentioned, you can download this report to make it easier for you. You can save it onto your computer, and you can just copy and paste that number onto the GetHelpOC site. But if you have any questions or if you still have any issues navigating this, you're more than welcome to submit a ticket. And then we can also set up a Zoom meeting and we can discuss the data reports that we do send over to your agency. Okay, so I'll just take a quick pause here just to see if anyone has any questions regarding anything that I've discussed today so far. Okay, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you so much. Oh, sorry. Thank you. So on February 25th, we are hosting our first GetHelpOC live training. We will highlight functionalities of the GetHelpOC platform. An email will be sent out in the next following weeks. So if you can please respond accordingly so that way we can make sure who's attending the training. For the February training, feel free to fill out the GetHelpOC February live training survey. It's also in the chat as well, and it will also be sent out with the slides. And here you can provide us topic suggestions of what our help desk can highlight during the GetHelpOC live training. During the live training, you may also ask us any further questions you might have about GetHelpOC or any areas that you feel that you need further clarification on, and we're more than happy to help with answering any of those questions. And so this live meeting will provide a refresher on how to use this platform. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it for GetHelpOC. If you have any questions during this meeting, I can answer them as well.
Yes,
Thank you.
now would be a time if anyone has any questions about the platform, how to use the platform. I encourage you to ask it now while we have Diana. None? Okay, then we will continue to go along. Real quickly, okay, all right.
Right before, we have a couple of questions about how to register for the training.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Dana, do you see those in the chat?
Yes, I do. Looks like the chat. Let me see here.
Hi, Dana. Can I support with
Yeah,
some
go ahead.
names? Yeah, thank you so much for the questions. There is a question if there's a registration for the training, and this training is a live training, so no registration is needed. You'll just be able to join us. We will be sending out a newsletter reminder for the training, so you can forward it to any users to participate. There's another question if it's for new users. It will go over the materials that is covered in the online course. So it will be for a new user and also refreshers. And as mentioned, we did leave a chat, so you can, we left a survey in the chat that you can suggest some ideas that you would like us to cover and highlight. So any ideas that you have and would like us to show in the live demo, feel free to share. And the training will be for an hour. So it'll be from, let me confirm the time. It will be from 10 till 11, so it'll be for an hour. Again, I'm going to add the survey link into the chat, so please do submit ideas that you would like us to go over. In general, we will go over the referral workflow and the functionality of GetHelpOC, but if there are any other items you would like us to highlight, please do submit those suggestions.
Great. Were there any other additional questions in the chat? Okay, great. Then I'm going to go on. So as you can see here, I'm going to discuss our pending referrals. So thank you all for the commitment to our community and for using GetHelpOC. You can continue to review your agency's referrals to ensure you take a timely action to record the outcome. I actually cannot say enough how important this is, not only just for like the agents, the individuals that are looking at connection to services, but this is like the data that we're able to use when we are trying to identify service gaps within the county so that we can say like, hey, there's this need here, who can fill it? Who has the capacity? We can use it for advocacy as far as like for grant writing, for impact reporting, whatever the cause would be. This information that we get from you guys is incredibly important to making sure that individuals in Orange County are getting connected to the services that they need, but then also that there are the services there that are meeting the needs of the community. So please make sure that you guys are accepting your referrals as they come in. And then it's also allowing us to make sure that we are closing the loop on those individuals. We don't want to just be like, oh, here's a connection to services. Good luck. We actually want to make sure that we are moving the needle from crisis to thriving, and that is making sure that we're able to follow up with these individuals. So as you can see here in the last, in 2025, up until October, we had 3,262 referrals that were made. Of those, 2,196 of them are still pending. 475 are on the waiting list and 591 are active. So there's information there. If you have any questions on that, this is when you'd also reach out to Diana on what that means, especially specifically for your agency or for the county as a whole.
But Lisa,
yeah.
Could I support with sharing
this one?
Slides?
Yeah.
Could I support with sharing slides?
Mm-hmm.
Amy, do I have sharing access?
I just made you the co-host. Let me know if you're able to share.
Okay, thank you. Let me. I think I can share now. And can you confirm it's currently full screen?
Yep, it's up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to stop my sharing. You got it.
And but Lisa, feel free to share notes. I can help with advancing the slides.
Okay. All right. Well, then it is here. So you can see here is for the outcome of our direct referral. So here would be 2025. So we've had this is going to be client no longer interested, client refused services. These are the outcomes that we're asking all of you guys to refer. So if you guys receive a referral and once you've moved on at your case manager, you'd be able to update the status of that referral. This is where it's incredibly important. So this is what we're asking you guys to do. This is the information that we're using to move forward with on our end. So, these again are the categories right here of making sure that you update that referral. And does anyone have any questions on the numbers? Okay. So right here for our referrals for July of 2025 through December of 2025, here are the top referrals that we had for the year, for those 4 months. We had housing, food, utility assistance, information services, and income support assistance. Those are rounding out like our top ones right there. You keep going down, like these are the concerns are the concerns of the needs that people are calling in for, and the errors needs are based off the taxonomy codes that we use when we're determining like a listing for one of our agencies or what the calls are coming in for. Housing has consistently always been the top one, but we did find in November of last year, when the government shut down and people were not getting their CalFresh benefits, our calls for food assistance went up 500% from the year before, which was incredible data to have, just to see that number and the concern that was there. And, we were really proud that we were able to meet that demand, but also so were our agencies that we partnered with. So for those of you who do food service and you stepped up to the plate, we thank you guys very much for that. Okay, next one. I think, Amy, these are going to be you.
Awesome. So we wanted to take a moment to pull out of all the data a few highlights from the GetHelpOC partnership, just so that we could take a little bit of a step back and see how we're doing as a whole in terms of usage, utilization, and clients that we're connecting to all the fantastic resources that you all have to offer in the community. And we just really appreciate this more in-depth collaboration with us on this endeavor to share data, not only share data, but build a better system of care and a network of services, so that our clients don't have to navigate, the system on their own, which we know happens often, but just really appreciative of the network partnership here. So the first one we wanted to highlight is the growth of the provider network. So just in this last calendar year, we've expanded the number of agencies participating within GetHelpOC by 65%. At the end of calendar year 24, we were at 75 agencies, and at the end of December, we were at 124. And word on the street is that we're going to get to 130 by the end of this month. So just a huge kudos to Belisa and for you all for participating in GetHelpOC. And the next slide. Awesome. And then a few other highlights, just to have that bird's eye view of what we've been doing in the last calendar year. So in terms of clients that have consented or essentially authorized us to share their data amongst the network partners, we've had 23,300 clients say yes, that you could share my data along with my referral to the GetHelpOC provider network within the year, which is fantastic. The total number keeps growing. I think the last time I looked at it was over 65,000 total clients that have consented to share their data, really knowing that it's going to make their experience easier, doing that one intake with either 211 or any of the network providers, and then not having to do that over and over again as they're being referred to or going to different doorsteps of your agencies to get enrolled into service. The next couple are around the closed loop referrals. So essentially that's that direct referral that comes directly to your organization. So we've had 11,685 of those direct referrals where you pick up on it from your end and reach out to the client to get them enrolled into service between our provider network. And then of those, 8,158 have been accepted, which is an increase from the last calendar year of about 33%. So as we're learning to work with each other together in this different way of serving our community, we continue to improve with more connections and more timely connections. So you'll see in the last one, 6,600 clients were connected to care within the first 48 hours of the initial contact. So from the time the referral was created to the time it was picked up on the other end, 6,600 were connected within the first few days. So again, just super appreciative of the partnership. And as we're working together, we grow together. As the provider network grows, the more people we can get connected, and just really having this information at our fingertips allows us to see where we are making great connections, and also the other side of it, like where the gaps in services are, so that we can highlight that to, potential funders, so that we can get resources for those needs where the community demand is much greater than the amount of services that are available today. So thank you again for participating within the network, and you should be really impressed with yourself and your staff around these numbers, and the way that we're, behind every number is an actual person, an individual and family in need. So you should be proud of the work that you're doing in these successful connections. And I'll pass it back to Belisa.
Okay, I just wanted to highlight our Get Help OC partners from July to September. Like Amy said, our growth has been outstanding this last year. So we thank you all for joining, for taking the time. If you guys know of agencies that you think would make a great partner, please send them my way, or send me an email and let me know, and I'll do the reaching out. And for those of you that I hounded, I should apologize right now, but thank you guys for getting it all done, for getting the agreements in and doing the training. I know I'm a little bit of a pest. It's because I'm a little sister. But I want to shout out Proxy Parent Foundation, Omead Multicultural Institute for Development, the Arrow House, the Priority House, Human IT, Fentanyl Solutions, Moms of Orange County, Urban Social Services and Advocacy, Ed Curis, Registered Nursing, Total Life, Titanium Healthcare, AAA Comprehensive Healthcare, Talk Therapy Orange County, and Inspired Resolutions. Those are the partners that came on July to September. And with it, this is also where I want to kind of like highlight a little bit of a change that we did within our resources. So some of these agencies now are behavioral health agencies that take private insurance. Like before, that was something that we were not listing on our resources, but we are now, as long as they offer like a sliding scale, or if they take Medi-Cal as well as part of it. So we did shift a little bit on our resources of what we allowed to be listed in our resources, really to meet all of the needs of Orange County. And so that is something new that we've done. So these are our newest partners. So welcome. We are happy to have all of you here. And we're hoping by making these little changes, we're actually able to meet the need of all of Orange County residents. Okay, and then next slide. These are our top agencies with successful connections: Helping Hands Senior Foundation, El Sol Academy, His OC, Peer Voice United, and Lutheran Social Services of Orange County. Thank you all. We can't, again, I know we've said it many times, but we cannot thank you enough for the amazing job that you guys are doing on a daily basis, all of you. So that's our top agencies. And then next slide. This is the big news. We're super excited. Our next GetHelpOC Provider Network meeting is going to be in person. So please mark your calendars for this one. It is going to be at the Downtown Anaheim Community Center. We are really looking to figure out like how we can build community, because that's what we're hearing from people, is they want to make these connections. They want to get to know the person on the other end of the agency's name or a face on a Zoom call. And so we are going to be doing our meeting in person. So thank you to the City of Anaheim for giving us the space. There'll be more information that is going to be coming out about this, but we are really going to be doing a big push to get all of our network partners there, but also as many of our users to be there as well. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of like networking time, as well as just overall sharing. Hopefully we're going to have a couple big surprises for everybody as far as what we're trying to do with GetHelpOC at that time that we're going to demonstrate. So that is all coming along. So please, again, mark your calendars. It is going to be in person. We're working on the details now because we did just find out that we get to do this. So there will be more coming, but it will be then. And we're also going to be inviting any potential GetHelpOC partners. So if you have any agencies that are kind of on the fence, they're not really sure if they want to join, or they don't know if they don't really want to learn more about it, they will be able to attend the event as well. One thing I wanted to make sure to mention, which Elizabeth, I don't know if we have the slide on it, which is going to be, yep, there we go. Okay, so our Pulse of Orange County is on our 211 day, which is on February 11th, which is called 211. It is going to be at the Delhi Center, and this is really where we're going to be presenting like the data that we have received over the last year for Orange County, and we will have a panel. I know we have a couple of our panelists here today, so that will be there that morning for the event. So last that we checked, there was 51 spots still available for it. So if you guys have not registered for 211 day, please do it now. This is actually the time where we, as 211, get to kind of like toot our own horns, and we get to be really proud of the work that we're doing. But we could not do any of this work without all of you and without all of the agencies listed in our resource. So this is really a celebration for all of us. So if you can, please join us and attend. And then one more thing that I do want to mention is like outside of that is like to please attend that. But we are going to have like for the next 6 minutes, I want to be able to allow any agency to be able to come off mute if there's something that you want to share about your agency, if there's something you want to be able to, if you have an event that's coming up, if you have a meeting that's coming up that you want to invite everyone for, please feel free to say it here. I am also going to be sending up a follow-up email. So for all of the agencies right now, once a month, I'm going to be sending out an email where I can highlight any information that you want me to share with the rest of the network partner. If you want to invite everybody to a meeting or an outreach event, you can send that to me by the first week of every month. And the second week of the month, I will be sending out just an email with some highlights information from all of our network partners that they want to share with the group as a whole. So if anyone has anything they want to come off mute, now is your time. Or if you have any questions, now is the time as well.
Hi, my name is Madeline. I'm from GetHelpOC. I wanted to take a second just to promote that we are having the same day solutions fair that's coming up on Thursday, February 26th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the really great thing about it is we're having a lot of different service providers come out, including 211OC, but a lot of other people that are going to be out there. So it's a great place to be able to send your clients if they have any number of things that they need. There's going to be things for child support services. The DMV is going to be there, Veteran Affairs, things for public health and behavioral health services. There's going to be other things like free haircuts, social services is going to be out there, working wardrobes, a lot of different resources. So if you guys have clients, please encourage them to come, see what they can benefit from, because it's going to be a place where everyone is gathered for one day. So yeah, hope to see you guys all out there. Thank you.
Thank you. If you have a flyer, please send it over. I know we're signed up for it because I saw it, but if you have any other information, I will send it out in my email. And I don't know if Kimberly from Pure Voices, are you on? Okay, so I don't think she is, but they have a monthly call that they want to invite all of you to. So I will go ahead and I'll include that. She usually sends it out to me, but she wants to make sure that we can invite all of our network partners to it. So that will be some information that will be coming out. I know them for sure. Okay. Well, if there's no further questions, I'm going to give you guys all 4 minutes back. Thank you so much. And we're going to be really excited to see all of you guys in person in April.
Thank
Or
you,
at
Belisa.
Monday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.